phase.
All right, we are in the main phase. Let's see what his first action is. Looks like he's going to reveal his strategy right away here with a Pot of Prosperity. It's going to let him banish 6 cards from the extra deck to excavate the top 6 and add one of those cards to the hand and return the rest to the bottom of the deck.
I think he said 3 because he wants to keep a lot of those cards in there for his simultaneous equation cannons. Because if you got a glimpse of it, it looks like all Ixies and Fusion monsters in there.
So you got to keep the ones that you use the math. But we also see him running Ariana. Sometimes we see a lot of versions cutting a lot of the Labrynth monsters, but now he is going to be able to access his strategy a little further now.
Ariana's so powerful, but it looks like Edward has infinite impermanence for it, unfortunately for Jason.
Effective
one of the
areas
few
to
cards
summon
that's effective
a
against
monster or set a spell or trap.
So he's going to discard the Areas to use the effect, and he's going to set Big Welcome Labrynth, and it can be activated this turn.
A great play, because now if the Ariana gets hit by the infinite impermanence, he can return it to his hand by activating Big Welcome. So now Edward has the infinite impermanence, but he's thinking twice about whether to actually activate it.
Yeah, it's a tough call, but later on there might not be a chance to use it once he gets the Lady on the field. You can't target the Lady with the infinite impermanence, but you can use it on Lovely when it's trying to destroy a card.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does nothing here other than allow him to bring Arias back, so he has to hold it back.
Definitely.
Adding Lady.
It looks like Edward does agree with you on that one. He's going to add Lady to his hand.
Effective Lady Labrynth in hand to summon herself.
What's her on-field effect?
Her on-field effect is while I control a set card, she can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects or your card effects. And if I activate a trap and you have no response, I can chain to that trap. I can set a trap for my deck with a different name.
Oh, I like how he said there, like, if I activate a trap and you have no response, so he's kind of letting him know that you can chain to cut off that interaction.
He did misinform on the fact that if Edward activates a normal trap, he can chain it as well, which might be relevant here.
Chain to set a different trap.
Yeah, as long as the interaction is not another trap card, it would cut that off. But you can resolve that effect no matter who activates the trap card.
Edward can't hit it with infinite impermanence anyway, since it can't be targeted due to the back row card that Jason has face down.
Yes.
And
he's going straight for the simultaneous equations cannons.
And if you're having to read that card, you're probably not going to... all you do is read the last line. Okay, if everything works out for him, he banishes all my cards. It's kind of a hard card to play around if this is the first time you're reading it. But it is a strong one. But we see access to Lovely. Lovely is fantastic. If a card leaves the field by a trap effect, he's going to be able to destroy a card out of Edward's hand, which he's...
That's about to happen because he's going to return the Lady Labrynth
on the next chain, effect of Lovely to destroy a card on field or in your hand.
He is going after a card in hand.
This might be his best use of that.
Oh, just
infinite impermanence. But again, it will allow him to bring the Arias back from the graveyard because it would be chained to a Labrynth effect.
A weird card.
Yes, very, very strange card.
And the other one's unknown, right?
This is unknown, yes.
And I know only one in hand, right?
Yes, the Lady that I returned to my hand.
Okay. Will that be it?
Yeah, so just this effect.
Looks like Edward's trying to keep that card, but no, the Lovely needs to resolve. Edward thinking about chaining here. He could chain the infinite permanence, but that would not be a great idea.
And 6 is a reroll.
It depends what's in his hand and whether there's a card he really can't risk losing. I mean, ideally for Edward, he just hits the infinite impermanence.
Okay, that's totally
Nibiru basically does nothing against Labrynth, so that would seem fine.
Effective Lovely, targeting Big Welcome to set it back to my field.
Now he's going to use the infinite impermanence.
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, he should have just used it on the destruction effect, so it would still be negated for the returning a trap.
The condition to set the trap is a monster has to have left the field the turn by a trap effect to set the trap from your graveyard.
Back to the field
to set the trap? No, you can just activate the trap.
Oh, okay.
I mean, just set the trap.
Just set the trap
you have
no
to control
what.
a fiend to activate it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But now he's going to impermanent, and that allows him to bring Arias back since he changed it to a Labrynth effect.
Yes.
If he was going to commit to using the infinite impermanence,
he should have just
done it sooner. Not that the Nibiru has any value, really.
All right, we see a normal summon of the main Centur-Ion Primera.
To place, correct? To search.
Primera can add any Centur-Ion card on summon. That is what Edward is going to do here.
It's a good way to start.
Going to go up with stand-up Centur-Ion, the field spell.
Stand-up? So it's discards and it places the spell and traps in it, correct?
Correct.
Cannot be destroyed by
trap.
Yes.
Jason got a great opening, though.
This card is actually
this is about where you want to be with Labrynth, especially with the simultaneous equation cannon. That card's probably going to be pretty good against Centur-Ion, because banishing all the cards on the field, pretty tough to dodge no matter whether you're on the main monster zone or in the spell and trap card zone.
The question is, can he make the math work?
Exactly. He has to run the numbers.
chain Big Welcome, target to bounce.
All right, since he controls a level 8 or higher fiend, he can use the Big Welcome from the graveyard to target
sorry.
a card on Edward's side of the field.
Yeah, okay, I'll just...
Yeah, they usually have the banish on above the graveyard.
Okay.
And Edward has seen enough. He knows he's not going to be able to go any first
trap card
on my
first turn. So I love doing it, but don't always count on it.
Yeah, not reliable. But Edward is going to start again now that he's going first. He's starting with that Primera. I'm going to let him add a Centur-Ion card. Let's see if he goes for stand up again. Nope, he's going to go for the trap, and that's going to be Centur-Ion True Awakening. Basically can negate a spell, trap, or monster effect by sending a monster card from the spell and trap card zone to the graveyard. A la Infernity Barrier, a la Menotti Reframing. And it looks like Emblema Oath is being activated next.
Looks like he got a pretty good start for what his deck wants to do.
Yep, this will let him either get another spell or trap or place a monster, and he's going to go for the field spell Stand Up. Activate the Stand Up. This will let him get more pieces he is missing for his deck. It's all about building the right combination. He's going to discard a Super Polymerization. That's a pretty good card to discard, especially against Labrynth.
It's not the most effective card against Lab.
Yeah, it's not, but at least gets the monsters off the field. Yeah, but if he has better options, I would definitely keep it. Now he's going to activate Wake Up. Centur-Ion, this will let him special summon a token that he can synchro with.
One effect per turn or both effects? Can do both.
And he can also banish it from the graveyard to send a Centur-Ion from the deck to the graveyard. But
I love it. He has his official token booth token.
Oh, now I switched it to the judge token.
Well.
So the token he summoned could either be level 4 or level 8. So he could either, I didn't hear what level it was, so he's either going for an 8 or a 12 synchro. Looks like it's going to be a 12.
That is fine.
And that's going to be Centur-Ion Auxilia. This is a really cool card. You can. This also is a way you can like bridge Centur-Ion from other strategies. Anytime you can access a level 12 synchro, you can go into the Centur-Ion package with this card. It's a generic monster. Pretty cool.
Yeah, the synchro monsters that can be summoned with any tuner and one or more non-tuners are nice for bridging those different archetypes into the same deck.
Definitely. It looks like he added Centur-Ion Bond, which is another card that'll get access to Centur-Ion monsters from the deck. All right, so now he is using Trudea. He's going to place Emeth from the deck. Now he's going to banish the Wake Up, it looks like, to send a Centur-Ion monster from his deck to the graveyard. That's one of the new ones. That's Centur-Ion a tree. Centur-Ion a tree can be treated as a tuner or non-tuner, level 4 monster. It also nets you a draw if you have the right conditions fulfilled when it is summoned.
Yes.
All right, now he is using the bonds to place the tree from the graveyard into the spell and trap card zone. Now he can push it forward. He has the field spell and the card in the treat as a continuous trap, so he gets to draw a card.
Yes.
Now he's going to special summon Emeth and synchro for another 12. Let's see if this is going to be the Crimson Dragon. Yep.
There it is.
Now he's going to use the Crimson Dragon to tag it off for Cosmic Blazar Dragon.
Blazar. So it's...
This is definitely the strongest level 12 option against Labrynth, so he does appear to be familiar with the matchup.
Definitely. It is a really strong card, and it looks cool.
End phase? Yes. Perfect. Yes, that's fine. Place.
And then during the end phase, it'll also let you place a Centur-Ion from the graveyard into the spell and trap card zone as a continuous trap card.
Draw for turn?
Their effects to summon can be used during the main phase, but during either player's main phase.
Standby phase. Main phase.
All right, Lava Golem.
Lava Golem.
Huge.
Oh, all that work undone.
Huge Lava Golem here.
Anything.
And he only has 2 level 4s there in the spell and trap card zone. The downside, oh man.
For 6.
What a cool side deck card. Lava Golem's still putting in work, so Jason won't be able to normal summon, but that is an easy trade-off for getting rid of the monsters that he got rid of.
4.
So it looks like he's digging for 6 this time, so he needs something.
Could be his hand's weaker. Could be he sided out the equation cannons.
But he ain't going to get it because Ash Blossom and Joy String is going to stop that Pot of Prosperity right away.
Looks like a handful of traps. I don't see what they all are. One of them looks like a skill drain, maybe?
Yeah, I think there's a Welcome Labyrinth, a Skill Drain, and I didn't see the other.
I thought I saw a big welcome. I mean,
it might have been big welcome.
If we're both right about all those cards, he has a very good draw.
Yes.
All right, so still doing the main phase, he's going to summon a tree. And since he has
I
the
don't
field
know.
spell
No, you haven't
and
done anything
the trap,
since.
he'll be able to draw a card.
Yes.
Now Trudea is going to be able to summon itself.
Yes.
And then the field spell is going to let him place, or the Trudea back, the Imrith comes out, and then immediately synchro summon. The Imrith was a chain link 2 there.
Yes.
Now he's going to summon the original Centur-Ion Synchro Legatia. That'll let him draw a card.
Places.
And it also has that in-phase effect to place a Centur-Ion into the spell and trap card zone.
Yes.
Which is basically just giving you monsters for the following turn to be summoned. Gonna have to take 1,000 during the standby phase thanks to Lava Golem.
Yep, but now, most importantly for Jason, now that Edward's turn has begun, his trap cards are able to be activated.
Yes, that's fine. Yes.
You see why this brand new card out of Infinite Forbidden is so good? The Centur-Ion on the tree just keeps netting him cards.
You draw, yes.
That's 3 draws just from a tree in these 2 turns. Really cool stuff.
To search, yes.
Ooh, next up, Bonfire. They are Pyros.
Yeah.
Not Snake Eye Ash.
Refreshing to see something other than a Snake Eyes card search for.
This is going to be another copy of Centur-Ion Trudea. Looks like he's trying to use the Trudea effect to
Chain Welcome Labyrinth. Okay.
put it in the spell and trap card zone, but that's going to be responded to with Welcome Labyrinth from Jason. What do you think he summons here?
Well, looks like he's going for Lovely.
Yeah, I think it has to be Lovely, just trying to get some sort of disruption potentially. But now that Trudea resolves, goes in the spell and trap card zone, and he can place a Centur-Ion from the deck into the spell and trap card zone. Going to place, it looks like, Primera?
This is yours, right?
Yeah, that is yours.
I have seen decks get swapped that were using the same sleeves before on stream. You got to be careful with it.
Yeah. Let's not make that mistake.
What does that one do?
You can't respond to my trap cards with monster effects, and then if a card leaves the field or a monster leaves the field by trap effects, she can destroy a card on field or in your hand. And on my turn, she can target a trap set to my field.
Thinking about switching that Lava Golem into attack. But it looks like he'll
away.
link it away instead. Or tune with it.
Yeah,
it's an 8.
I forgot, yeah, our tree's a tuner or a non-tuner, and so that is a 12-star for Crimson Dragon, but Solemn Strike's going to stop the summon. But he has the Centur-Ion trap card, True Awakening, that's going to be able to be a counter trap to respond to a counter trap and negate the Solemn Strike. Does he have something else to stop Crimson Dragon's effect? We know he does, but now it's really going to...
he flips the skill drain.
Take it.
So that's smart, because he used the strike, baited out the counter trap, and now the skill drain is going to stick on the field, so maybe Lovely will be good, but Legacy...
Is it too late, though?
It is too late, probably, because the Legacy has 3,500 attack, which is pretty much bigger than most cards in Jason's deck.
Right, and Edward has drawn so many cards now.
That's fine. Yes.
He has the strongest monster on the field, even with it. At this point, I think even without monster effects, he's probably in big trouble. Jason's probably in big trouble.
Yeah,
he does have 1 card left face down, but even I don't know what he's going to be able to do with it. I guess if it's a big Welcome Labyrinth, whatever he searches for...
It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could get a Lady Labyrinth, return it to his hand, special summon it at the end phase, and then be able to use the big Welcome to return the Legatia to the extra deck by banishing the big Welcome from his graveyard, and then he'll have the biggest monster on the field. But it seems so vulnerable.
Yeah, and it's tough when skill drain doesn't stop them from summoning from the spell and trap card zone either. Right. And all their big synchros are just so big. So there's like advantages to both these decks in this matchup. It is a tough one. I think who goes first in this matchup really comes down to a lot of it.
Right. Yeah, I think I saw that it was a big Welcome, but I could be wrong also.
An attack over the Lovely for some damage, and then Primera is going to get in for a little bit more. Jason down to 3,400 life points. 1 card face down from Edward here.
I didn't search, right?
Not that I know of.
He did search, and if he's asking in this turn, he got Trudea at one point, I'm pretty sure.
Big welcome.
So it is a big welcome.
Or maybe not.
Interesting he took the damage. I guess he really needs his monster to be there in the end phase. So he didn't want to special summon it in the battle phase and give his opponent the opportunity to get rid of the Lady Labrynth.
Yeah, I think he is looking to do exactly what you were saying with the big welcome. Get it on the field, be able to big welcome out back the Legatea on his turn.
Yeah, you need the level 8 Fiend out in order to be able to target your opponent's cards with the big welcome Labrynth's effect to, in the graveyard, with its graveyard effect. So I mean, if he can just keep the strongest monster on the field, he could turn this around, and that doesn't appear to be what's going to happen.
I'm a big fan of Beast King Barbaros Skill Drain. That was one of my winning strategies back in the day. So happy to see a 2024 version of it here.
Attempt to go to battle phase. Yeah.
All right, so he goes to battle first. Going to probably
target to bounce.
Try and return the Legatea.
Can't protect it. It's going back to the extra deck.
Effect of Welcome Labrynth to set itself back to the field.
Okay, monster left the field by a trap effect, and he hasn't used a Welcome Labrynth this turn.
Declare attack.
Let's get it back.
Primera. Yeah.
All right, so he's going to use the Emeth to return to the spell and trap card zone to summon itself from the graveyard. The Emeth just keeps coming back, which is one of my favorite Centur-Ion.
Main phase 2. Attempt to go to end phase.
Emeth has 3,000 defense points, so that might actually pose a problem for Jason.
Yeah, it is. This is skill drain not as impactful against the Centur-Ion deck as it is against some of the other strategies like Snake Eyes when all their monsters are just so tiny.
Yeah, we're seeing firsthand that the Centur-Ion deck does have monsters with high stats. And card effects that activate from the back row.
Yeah, it is not a great matchup. There's other, it's really, I think this is a really cool dynamic matchup between these two decks. There's really not a blatant one that's better than the other. Could be anyone's game.
Yeah, I've played this matchup as the Labrynth player, and I've always had very close games.
So I do appreciate the pace of play that both these players are playing with. You can tell that they know what they're doing and playing with purpose.
Yeah, he's going to go back into Legatia, I think, because that's going to allow him to have the strongest monster once again.
And Jason sees the writing on the wall. He realizes he's not going to be able to stop the Centur.
And both of these players know how to play their deck, it appears, and also both of them have been able to display what their deck is capable of doing.
Set 1. Yeah.
All right, setting some trap cards as Labrynth does.
Set 4. Yeah. Activate the effect of
he has Lord of the Heavenly Prison.
And I didn't see all the cards, but I believe I saw 2 big welcome Labrynths and a skill drain.
Sorry.
So the Lord of the Heavenly Prison will stay revealed, and while it's revealed, neither player can destroy spell and trap cards. All right, we're starting with Primera again. Primera stays in Edward's hand.
There's the skill drain. Does Edward have anything to stop it so he can resolve his monster's effect?
Not looking like it. Oops.
He may have shown super polymerization.
He's shaking his head a little bit at that one. Did not mean, I've done that plenty of times.
That's fine.
Did not mean to play super poly in the field spell zone.
No,
that's okay.
He saw. I've done that as well.
It's happened to me in the finals of a YCS before.
Oh, yeah.
I put down the wrong card and was like, that is not what I meant to put down.
Target to send to graveyard.
Tears the Overroot.
Yes.
I think you were the first person to show me this, actually, Mike, in the Labrynth deck, being able to swap out. Or no, maybe it was Johnny, but either way, it was in one of the Labrynth strategies, being able to swap out a card from the graveyard to the card in the field. It feels like you're not doing anything, but it's actually pretty useful. Because you're giving them a card that's not as proactive.
Yeah, I've never been the biggest fan of that card in Labrynth, but I like it a lot more now because it also changes the numbers for simultaneous equation cannons by reducing the total number count by 1 so that you can perhaps make the formulas work and be able to banish everything.
That is pretty cool. Looks like he's using Emblema Oath, I believe. Yep. He's going to place the Emeth into the spell and trap card zone. You always want to have access to that because it's the gift that keeps on giving while it's in the graveyard. Looks like he's going to try and get in there for some damage.
2,000? I'm at 5,000.
Emeth is going to attack for 2,000.
He's taking all the damage.
Yes.
Mara is going to be 1,600, putting him down to 3,400 life points.
You think it's right to take the damage there rather than use the big welcome and try to block the attacks with Lady Labrynth?
It's tough, but I'm always the one who's like, as long as I have a life point, I'm good. So maybe that's what he's thinking. He just doesn't want anything to go wrong and wants to make sure he can do it in phase. So now he can summon the Lord from the hand since the Speller Trap is activated. And that's going to let him set a Speller Trap from the deck to the field that he can't use this turn, but it's Edward's turn. He'll be able to use it on the following turn. So he's going to grab Welcome Labrynth as well.
So
this is a pivotal turn.
He got his deck up and running.
We saw Skill Drain not be the most impactful in game number 2. We're going to have to see if he can carry him here in game number 3. Without having the field spell, means he won't be able to synchro on the opponent's turn. So the Tears of the Overroot might be coming in pretty clutch.
Draw for turn. Draw standby main phase.
We're in the main phase. We know he has the Welcome Labrynth. Let's see if that's what he leads with.
Welcome Labrynth.
Looks like it is.
Looks like it. I'd like to clear the field if he can. Maybe slow down some synchro summons that would allow Edward to have the strongest monsters.
He's definitely going to have to clean up a little bit here. It definitely seems like Imith is one of the better cards against the Labrynth strategy. Being able to constantly come out of the graveyard.
Yeah, it's 3,000 defense points. It's just also really hard to get past. Because Labrynth, typically your strongest monster is Lady Labrynth. If you're accessing the extra deck, you might be able to summon Chaos Angel or something like that, but if he's using simultaneous equation cannons, his extra deck is probably just all fusions and Xyz monsters.
Now we're doing the Arc 5 theme. That's the Can You Feel the Power? I love that one.
Redeclare.
All right, so Lovely's going to take down face down Trudea that got swapped in there. The Imith is just sitting there with that big defense.
Main phase 2.
All right, so now that he cleared up the board a little bit, he's going to use Pot of Prosperity. Let's see if this resolves this time. Edward always has Primera. Jason always has Prosperity.
Did he do 3 or 6? I guess we're about to find out.
Like 6 trap tricks.
He did 6. I'm thinking he sided out the simultaneous equation cannons because he may have wanted to actually get the cannons instead of the Welcome Labrynth had he not sided it out.
That would be a good way to get Imith, you know, gone for good.
Yeah.
A lot of times they only play one copy of Imith because it can constantly come back from the graveyard as it does.
Well, he took Trap Trick, so that might enable it as well if the simultaneous equation cannons are still in his main deck.
Pass. Remember? Sure. Yes.
I think that is like the 1-2 punch. Skill Drain to slow you down, Equation Cannon to finish you off.
Yeah, that would do it. He might have other trap card answers in his deck as well that he can access with Trap Trick to get rid of the Imith. Edward checking out Big Welcome Labrynth's Graveyard effect, which is really strong, so...
Yeah, you want to know what that condition is for sure, but Super Poly, as I was saying, it seems like it can come in pretty clutch.
They're dark.
They're
Getting
both
rid of 2 darks. Darks in different types.
Theme.
So it's going to be Mud Dragon of the Swamp.
Alright, so he put it to good use there. He did have to discard a card, but that allows him to have the strongest monster right now. We know that Jason has a Welcome Labrynth though, right? Or did he activate it? Is that in the graveyard now?
No.
Not sure if he reset it. He definitely activated it. But
well, you can't reset it the same turn you activate it.
Okay, so
it's
definitely
probably not reset.
The Centur-Ion, the tree's coming down. Not going to get to draw a card. Thanks to Skill Drain, and there is no stand-up Centur-Ion in the field spell zone.
You could reset a different copy the turn you activate it, but
that's good to know.
I think we've only seen one.
Yes.
All right, so now he's going to use Primera to summon itself as a continuous trap back to a monster. Imith is going to attack mode. He's looking to try and end the game right here, right now.
But will it work? I don't know what Jason has face down, and neither does Edward.
Oh, it's the trap trick that he got off
Prosperity.
Prosperity.
He does. So I'm confident there is a trap in his deck that will save him from this onslaught of monsters. How quickly I forgot.
That's what Jason's counting on, his opponent's forgetting.
Yeah.
It looked like Jason kind of forgot about the Super Poly as well.
Oh, so he has a big welcome, so he can also just summon Lady Labrynth. Oh, he already has the Lady Labrynth in his hand. So he's going to special summon the Lady.
Summon
Use
back
big
Lovely.
welcome to summon Lovely from the grave,
Return
and then
the lady.
return the lady to his hand.
Effective regular welcome Labrynth is set to my field.
He hasn't used that welcome Labrynth this turn, so now he can set it. He does have the strongest monster now. So he hasn't even had to resort to Trap Trick yet.
Yes.
We talked about simultaneous equation cannon being good against high-level monsters.
Emeth's level 8, so I think there's probably a combination at some point in this turn that he would be able to do it with. He'd be able to make the calculations work.
Looks like Edward is going to synchro summon.
There's Legatia. But that's in main phase 2.
End phase? Trap Trick?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see.
Does he get the equation cannon? Are the numbers there? Does the math check out? Did he side it out? These are the questions we're asking. Okay, he's going for Terrors of the Overroot. Not too bad. Good way to get that giant monster off the field.
I have to imagine he sided out the equation cannons.
It's looking like
I already
it.
have one.
Hope he can't use it because he only
Can't
plays
do
2. No. Maybe now go the equation
My
cannon.
apologies.
I'm sorry, Billy. I don't think it's in there.
I want to
I
see
really
it.
don't.
Okay.
The Ruma Cannon.
Not as useful
I'll
against the
activate the Garment.
Centur-Ion strategy. It's really good at clearing links, but Synchros, it just puts them face down to be dealt with later on.
Not ideal.
All right. Another turn here for Jason.
Seems weird to side out the equation cannons
Draw,
against a
stand
deck
by
with so many
Mayface.
high-level monsters. And after dedicating your entire extra deck to the strategy.
Activate welcome Labrynth.
So,
Next up, Welcome Labrynth's going to summon another copy of Lady from the deck.
this is not great for Jason. He's kind of out of stuff. Okay. I think that's the lady in his hand,
Attempt to go to
right?
battle phase. Declare.
All right, going to attack over the Legatea because it has 2,000 defense.
declare open
Definitely
Mud
want to clear that. Want to clear the Mud Dragon. The
main
targeting
phase 2.
protection would come up if Skill Drain
Set.
wasn't on the field.
End phase, effective special.
So he does have one
Pass.
trap card. I don't know if you saw it, but I didn't, so I don't know
Yes.
what it is. But he will
Yes.
summon the Lady Labrynth. He has a bunch of monsters with 3,000 attack points. The Lady's 2,900 attack points with
Sure.
Lovely. But if
Summon
Edward can
Primera.
make another level 12 synchro, Edward will probably have the strongest monster once again.
Yeah, he has the Emeth, so he can use Emeth potentially,
End
but
phase.
nope. Gonna see what Jason does in the end phase. Banish the
Target.
Big Welcome to return the set card back to the hand. Edward
Drop
with
a
a
turn.
shake of a head, not happy
Draw,
about the
stand by
situation.
name.
He's in here.
Big target.
Banish another big welcome. Get
He's gonna
rid
be
of
able to
it.
chain the
But
Emeth here.
Emeth will
Sure.
chain. It has 3,000 defense points.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the field spell, so he's not gonna be able to synchro during Jason's turn.
But how is Jason getting over the 3,000 defense points?
Pass.
You're right.
He's not.
Wall
Drop
up.
phase. Anti-spell.
Anti-spell fragrance. Okay. I
Adding
mean,
on the
this duel's
pressure.
going so slowly. I don't know how
I mean,
impactful making Edward set a card for one turn will be.
Edward relying on Labrynth Wall right now to stay in this game.
I was always more of a Millennium Shield person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Millennium Shield is much nicer. Love the new one too. The new actual Millennium Shield. And
Yeah.
Infinite Forbidden, I love the way it looks.
Pass. Somewhere. Yeah.
Ooh, 3,000 defense points is just too strong for Jason.
This is giving Edward a time to amass cards back into this game. Pass, pass, pass. We are building our boards. We have a bunch of spell and trap cards set.
I
This
haven't
is what
run
I
the
like to
numbers.
see.
I haven't run the numbers, but I can guarantee at some point in this duel, he had a combination that would have allowed him to activate simultaneous equation cannons, had it been in his deck.
Maybe he's been like not doing the numbers so great throughout the tournament, so now he's just like, okay, I can't ever get the
draw,
math
stand
right.
by
I'm just
me.
going to side him out every game.
Could be. I don't know.
Attempt to go to battle.
Battle, does he have something? Ice
Dragon's
Prison.
Prison.
That's huge. See, Emeth, they're all. He's an Earth machine.
So he needs a machine in the graveyard? Is there a machine in
His
his
Legatea
graveyard?
machine. It is. Legatea is a machine. So you can do both of those.
Okay, that might be exactly what he needed to break through.
Oh, he chose not to banish, it looks like.
No, he has to banish.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could just attack over it. But it's way better to get it banished
No,
so it
get
won't
rid
be
of it
coming
for
back from the
good.
graveyard.
And then effect of Lord to summon himself. 3,000.
He's going to attack,
3,000.
attack, attack for game, and that's going to be it. Jason and